Hometown co-host Ben Napier is renowned for his diligence and upbeat demeanor. Whether it's moving large wooden beams, remodeling old homes, or creating furniture in his workshop, he never stops working hard. Ben has been coping with a terrible ailment that has hampered his life despite his positive outlook. Ben hurt his ankle playing basketball years ago. It might have looked insignificant at first. He most likely disregarded it and carried on with his everyday activities. But with time, the injury grew worse. The pain stopped fluctuating and started to be consistent. His job became more onerous and it got harder for him to move around. As time passed, the ache grew greater. Finally, the doctors identified the issue. It turned out to be serious arthritis rather than just an old basketball injury. The aches and pains weren't your typical ones. Even with rest, this kind of agony would not go away. Walking, climbing stairs, and standing for extended amounts of time became challenging. It was a depressing and upsetting shift for someone like Ben, who loved to move around and be creative. A medical condition called arthritis causes joints to become stiff and swollen. Hometown co-host Ben Napier is renowned for his diligence and upbeat demeanor. Whether it's moving large wooden beams, remodeling old homes, or creating furniture in his workshop, he never stops working hard. Ben has been coping with a terrible ailment that has hampered his life despite his positive outlook. Ben hurt his ankle playing basketball years ago. It might have looked insignificant at first. He most likely disregarded it and carried on with his everyday activities. But with time, the injury grew worse. The pain stopped fluctuating and started to be consistent. His job became more onerous and it got harder for him to move around. As time passed, the ache grew greater. Finally, the doctors identified the issue. It turned out to be serious arthritis rather than just an old basketball injury. The aches and pains weren't your typical ones. Even with rest, this kind of agony would not go away. Walking, climbing stairs, and standing for extended amounts of time became challenging. It was a depressing and upsetting shift for someone like Ben, who loved to move around and be creative. A medical condition called arthritis causes joints to become stiff and swollen. Ben's ankle was suffering as a result. His daily chores got more difficult. He now experienced agony from even things he used to enjoy, like playing with his children or working on projects at home. Ben remained upbeat and carried on with his activities in spite of this, but his pain was greater than the harm he caused to others. Ben's orthopedic expert determined after extensive testing and discussions that his ankle was too badly damaged to heal on its own. Surgery to replace the ankle was the best course of action. He would need surgery, recuperation time, and a vacation from his favorite hard labor for this operation. Although he found it difficult to take, the news gave him hope. He envisioned a time when he would be able to move around painlessly and resume his favorite activities without any restrictions. However, what medical care is Ben receiving, and might this have an impact on his job? A mild procedure with tremendous effects. Ben Napier has long been adored by viewers of the television program Hometown because of his talent for home renovation and his kind disposition. Ben, however, has been overcoming a secret obstacle behind the camera. He has been dealing with a persistent ankle issue that has gotten worse over time. The discomfort he used to ignore has now turned into a persistent burden that interferes with his day-to-day activities and makes it hard for him to spend time with his family or perform physical tasks. Ben sustained the injuries many years ago while playing basketball. It didn't seem like a huge deal at first. But as time went on, his joints began to weaken and degrade. As the situation progressed, his ankle discomfort increased. Doctors eventually found that Ben's ankle had significant arthritis. It had gotten so bad that they recommended he have an ankle replacement, a major operation that would require a long recovery time and would prevent him from leading the busy lifestyle he loved. For Ben, it was a challenging circumstance. He is an extremely busy individual who likes to construct, lift, create, and assist others. Furthermore, he is a devoted husband and father who consistently participates in his family's everyday activities. It was difficult for him and his loved ones to think of having to take a vacation from everything for surgery. An unexpected development occurred in July 2025 when Erin Napier, who co-stars with her spouse on the television program Hometown, posted something on Instagram. She disclosed that Ben's ankle was being treated with a novel treatment called stem wave by her brother, Clark Raspberry, a physical therapist in Mississippi. Energy waves are used in stem wave therapy, a non-pharmacological and non-surgical treatment that encourages the body to recover itself. By directing these mild waves into the soft tissue, the body's natural healing process is supported. Circulation is improved, and pain is reduced. There is no downtime, medicine, needles, or surgery required for the therapy. As soon as Ben returned from a trip to Scotland with Erin, he began this treatment. His ankle pain was exacerbated by the trip's tough terrain and prolonged walking. Upon returning home, it became clear that something had to change. Clark started the stem wave sessions at this point. The outcomes since the initial treatment were quite positive. After just one session, Erin reported that Ben's discomfort, which had been very high at 12 out of 10, had dropped to just 4. This was a huge relief for Ben, who had been in pain for years. For the first time in a long time, it made it easier for him to move. There was hope because of this. Ben was taken aback by how much his health had improved. He rarely discusses his health, but he couldn't help but express his admiration. The changes occurred quickly and were real. Erin and Ben made it apparent that they were not receiving compensation to promote a product or endorsing it. Their pleasant experience had a significant influence, so they simply wanted to share it. That was not the end of the care. Ben began attending twice-weekly stem wave sessions. Every session improved on the one before it, giving him greater ease and vitality. He was able to support his family, continue working on his community, and stay active thanks to these therapeutic sessions. He didn't need to rest or go through a long recuperation period. Instead, he could recuperate naturally and gradually while continuing to partake in his favorite pastimes. Of course, Ben must continue to exercise caution. His ankle injury has not completely healed, despite the fact that stem wave has reduced the pain. The doctors have stressed that surgery might still be required in the future. But as of right now, he can manage the pain without having surgery. For someone who values involvement and active participation, this is a major win. Although Ben no longer engages in as many strenuous activities, he continues to work on daily jobs and carpentry. Being more aware of his limits, he spends time with his family and helps with household chores. The important thing is that he can still follow his passions and be authentic. It's time to examine Ben's life away from the spotlight here. Ben and Erin Napier's actual lives outside of their community. Ben Napier wasn't the only one in his hometown to succeed. Love, partnership, and common objectives have always been a part of his journey. Erin Napier, his wife, is a significant character in their narrative and contributes significantly to their artistic pursuits. There is more to their story than home renovation. It exemplifies fortitude, steadfast support, and the delight of creating a life together. Their relationship, which began as high school sweethearts, deepened while they were attending the University of Mississippi, popularly known as Old Miss. Early on, they began to share their aspirations, objectives, and artistic passions, which helped to establish a successful collaboration. It's no surprise that their love story, which started with their 2008 wedding, continues to inspire a lot of people because their admirers have always valued their genuineness. Since their marriage, Ben and Erin have stayed in Laurel, Mississippi, their hometown. Their popular television program, Hometown, was motivated by their strong ties to the neighborhood. The program, which focuses on repairing homes and enhancing communities, has a devoted fan base. Every episode demonstrates the couple's sincere enthusiasm for renovating historic houses and highlighting the allure of small communities, which makes Hometown a popular show among viewers. The show is moving beyond Laurel and into Florida as more viewers tune in. Supporters can't wait to find out what will happen next. In the next seasons, some people want to know where the duo will perform their restoration magic. For Ben and Erin, this development is a significant achievement that shows they have aspirations outside of their Mississippi village. Ben and Erin have taken care to preserve their privacy even after becoming well known. Their choice to prevent their two daughters, Helen and May, from using social media until they graduate from high school is a big one. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, Ben said that this decision was well considered. Together with their extended family, who also have children of the same age, they came to this conclusion. They all concurred that a childhood free from social media exposure and demands is ideal for their kids. The couple's dedication to privacy is demonstrated by the dearth of images of Helen and May on the internet. It is refreshing and laudable that Ben and Erin place a higher priority on maintaining the privacy of their children's life than many famous personalities who disclose a lot of information online. They have always been committed to privacy. They didn't tell anyone about Erin's pregnancy in 2018 or 2021 until she was almost ready to give birth. Her ability to keep her private and public lives apart, which is uncommon in the entertainment field, is demonstrated by Erin's excellent job of concealing her pregnancy while filming Hometown. They decided to keep their daughters out of the spotlight, particularly after they had a difficult time giving birth. She had trouble becoming pregnant because of Erin's health problems. Their children's arrival therefore meant even more to them. They joyfully welcomed their first daughter, Helen, in 2018 after years of doubt, followed by May of 2021. Their strong desire to shield their daughters from public scrutiny may have been influenced by the difficulties they faced during their childbearing attempts. As they follow the family's experiences, many Napier's followers make predictions regarding Helen and May's future. It's unclear if the girls will participate in the Hometown show or take alternative routes. Time will tell. Beyond their skill at house remodeling, Ben and Erin Napier have always been notable. The pair has stayed grounded and put their family first, even while their HGTV series, Hometown, continues to garner national exposure. They have worked hard in recent years to provide their daughters with a loving, grounded upbringing. The Napiers are committed to giving their kids a feeling of normalcy in spite of the attention. They provide their daughters the freedom to develop at their own speed, make their own choices, and have a childhood as free from the influence of celebrity as possible. Ben has been putting just as much effort into his personal health as he does into his career. After undergoing surgery, he is currently pursuing self-improvement and recuperation. Particularly since he began sharing his health experience with others, his supporters have acknowledged and commended his strength. Ben changed his lifestyle significantly because of worries about his high blood pressure and long-term health. He made these adjustments for his family as much as for himself. He realized that he had to put his health first if he wanted to be there for his kids in the future. Ben has reduced his intake of harmful foods and begun concentrating on eating in a more conscious and balanced manner because of Erin's encouragement. His life has significantly changed as a result of this dietary adjustment. Ben looks different, has more energy, and has lost weight. However, the internal changes he has undergone are the most significant. Ben is now more driven and determined than ever, which helps him advance in both his personal and professional lives. His commitment to self-improvement has inspired many of his supporters, who view his journey as an encouraging reminder that change is achievable. Ben's experience shows that with enough willpower and persistence, progress can happen at any stage of life, whether it's remodeling a home or altering personal habits. As they develop their business, Ben and Erin's popularity has grown, reaching individuals beyond of their hometown of Laurel, Mississippi. Their HGTV program Hometown is adored for being sincere and emotional. People are interested in what they will do next as their fan base grows. Will they continue to renovate historic homes, or will they take on new endeavors such as publishing more books, developing new media initiatives, or launching a design collection? Ben and Erin Napier have clearly created something that will last beyond just a successful TV show, regardless of the path they choose. Program. The secret formula for Ben and Erin Napier's success. When HGTV offered Erin and Ben Napier a chance to tell their story to a larger audience in January 2016, their lives took an unexpected turn. Their love of remodeling houses in Laurel, Mississippi became the basis of the popular television program Hometown. Fixing houses is not the only topic of the show. It's also about helping families locate their ideal houses and revitalizing a town. Hometown takes viewers on a touching journey as they choose homes that fit their dreams. Whether they are single people, couples, or families, Ben's carpentry abilities and Aaron's impeccable sense of style work together to totally refurbish these houses, turning them from dilapidated structures into lovely, cozy residences. The show has become one of HGTV's most popular shows because viewers have been enthralled with seeing these properties transform from unlivable to gorgeous. Ben and Aaron Napier, the show's endearing hosts, are largely responsible for Hometown's popularity. These two are beloved members of the Laurel community, in addition to being well known on television. Having grown up in Mississippi, they have a strong bond with their city that permeates all they do. Even before filming started, Ben's aptitude for construction and woodworking, along with Aaron's aptitude for design, created the groundwork for their popular television program. When the Napiers bought and restored a run-down Laurel home, the concept for Hometown started to take shape. Their enthusiasm for renovating historic properties was demonstrated by the widespread social media sharing of their efforts. HGTV executives were drawn to the Napiers' commitment and close relationship because they recognized the potential in their work. As a result, Hometown made its broadcast debut in 2016 and immediately gained popularity among viewers nationwide. For many viewers, the show will seem both familiar and thrilling. Ben and Aaron meet a prospective buyer who wants to purchase and renovate an ancient house at the beginning of each episode. The Napiers start working on the project once the purchasers discuss their ideas and budget to ensure that the finished product matches the homeowner's aesthetic. Ben concentrates on the fundamental woodworking and structural components, frequently preserving historical characteristics to maintain the house's authenticity. Aaron simultaneously uses her distinct style to create a cozy, welcoming space by fusing traditional beauty with contemporary functionality. Prior to Hometown, Ben and Aaron acknowledged that they had not been exposed to reality TV much. Only until HGTV approached them and asked them to learn more about the workings of a house renovation show did they begin watching Fixer Upper. They were successful in the field in spite of their inexperience. They eventually figured out how to draw in viewers while maintaining the integrity of their work. When Hometown was named the top real estate program on Agent Wealth Hustle in 2023, their hard work and devotion paid off, solidifying their reputation as prominent players in the field. Major remodel in a tiny village, the first episode, established the tone for the rest of the series. Together, Ben and Aaron helped a young couple named Laura and Ross turn a small row house into a chic first residence. Their innate charm and talent were evident despite their inexperience on television. Aaron used light colors and vintage furniture to create a cozy ambiance, while Ben employed creative construction techniques to make the tiny room as useful as possible. The pair gradually took on increasingly challenging projects, demonstrating their ability to combine modern and traditional design elements. But this was not the first time Ben had suffered a similar wound. Ben and Aaron Napier's understated magic. One of Hometown's most noteworthy renovations in the show's history was featured in Season 3, Episode 8. For a young family seeking a home with a feeling of history, Ben and Aaron Napier took on the task of renovating a craftsman cottage. This makeover was unique because it blended traditional style with individual flair. Ben focused on bringing back the original craftsman characteristics, paying close attention to the trim, woodwork, and structure that made the house so distinctive. Aaron, in the meantime, added whimsical and warm touches to the kids' bedrooms, adding fun accents that created a magical and comfortable atmosphere. The finished product was a beautiful fusion of contemporary luxury and history that reflected the home's history as well as the current residents' way of life. The Napiers took on a significant task in Season 5, Episode 12, when they converted an old bank building into a home. Both renovation and fresh concepts were required for this work. Ben managed to preserve the building's original character by incorporating the original vault door into the interior design. as the building was originally intended for business purposes rather than residential use. By selecting furnishings, colors, and layout that honored the building's past while simultaneously creating a warm and inviting space, Aaron skillfully struck a balance between the old and the new. The building's modifications demonstrated the team's inventiveness and fearless approach to challenging tasks. Despite being a show about home remodeling, Hometown is different in some respects. It is unique not just because of the remarkable changes, but also because of its deeper significance. Ben and Aaron have demonstrated that their mission extends beyond home renovation, and the show is founded on a feeling of community. Every episode pays homage to their hometown of Laurel, Mississippi. They highlight the town's historical landmarks, local companies, and artists. Just as significant as their home renovations is their commitment to revitalizing the neighborhood. Hometown distinguishes itself by emphasizing the human narratives of the homeowners, so transforming the projects into intimate experiences. As the show transforms aspirations into reality and builds homes that represent the values and personalities of the homeowners, each episode is poignant and catches moments of exhilaration and vulnerability. Seeing the residents' reactions when they first see their completed homes is heartwarming. They are frequently emotional, but always happy. This serves as a reminder of the effective power of a well-designed environment. Hometown has grown from a modest home remodeling program to a well-liked program across the country. The initial enthusiasm for renovating historic homes has grown into a larger idea that emphasizes small-town living, expert craftsmanship, and well-considered design. Ben and Aaron, the show's hosts, are on the verge of a major accomplishment that will demonstrate their commitment, originality, and hard work as the series nears its 100th episode. The show has had challenges even though it has continued to be successful. Along the road, Ben and Aaron have faced difficulties and demands that have tried their resolve. But they haven't wavered in their resolve to build more than just beautiful homes. They are making an impression that will remain. Through their efforts, people are inspired to value history, community, and compassion in addition to remodeling homes. Ben Napier's most difficult season to date. Ben Napier has consistently been dependable in completing tasks. He is well known for his diligence on the television program Hometown, where he can be seen moving large objects, building exquisite structures, and participating in all tasks. Fans value his work ethic, politeness, and athletic prowess. But Ben had a special personal obstacle in March 2023 when he had to have rotator cuff surgery. Ben's torn rotator cuff required surgery to repair, as well as to remove damaged cartilage and a severe bone spur. Making the choice was difficult, but in the long run, it was essential for Ben's general health. Although the surgery proceeded smoothly, the recuperation phase proved to be more challenging than expected. The lengthy months of recuperation were emotionally taxing for Ben, who was accustomed to being highly busy. Nonetheless, fans, HGTV celebrities, and their community are very supportive of him and Aaron. Their journey is made easier by this assistance. It demonstrates that healing is not limited to medical care, but can also result from the generosity of others. How do you feel about Ben Napier's injury? Do you believe he will soon make a full recovery? Don't forget to hit the notification bell, like, and subscribe for more fascinating stories on your favorite celebrities. You can also leave your thoughts in the comments section below.